I decided to blindly invest into altcoin calls made by Alex Becker, Elio Trades, and a bunch of other key crypto influencers. 100x, 1000x, yes please, that sounds good to me. And in this video, I'm going to break down some of the results that I was seeing. I'm also going to talk about things that you need to be aware of that influencers are doing in this space and who you can really trust. I'm also going to show you later on in the video a bunch of other small cap altcoins that I'm looking at right now and tell you the processes I'm going through to be able to understand whether or not I want to invest in them or not. Do me a favor, hit that like button. This is going to be a good one. Now guys, before you get all warmed up with your keyboard fingers and think I'm about to bash your favorite crypto influencers, because sadly I'm not yet that one, then don't worry. Alex Becker, Elio Trades are some of the most exciting and interesting influencers in the space. And not because like Alex Becker possesses this huge depth of knowledge of the different crypto projects, which to be fair, Elio Trades does, but because they both work in fairly similar spheres, mainly in the kind of GameFi crypto space. And in the past bull market, they did make some huge calls for certain crypto coins, mainly in the gaming space, that I did dive in on, and I did make some decent gains. But they also represent something else that's really important. As we look into this chart, where you see Google search volume for Bitcoin, you can see suddenly a surge in interest, where we're seeing a switch from smart money and institutions to suddenly seeing retail and new money come into the space. How do we know? When was the last time you searched for Bitcoin on Google? We can also see that a bunch of other crypto apps starting to surge in interest towards the upside. eToro, Kraken, blah, blah, blah. Okay, these are all kind of easy to access, first time user kind of crypto exchanges. And this is showing us interest from retail investors. But I've timed this video to be right now for a very key reason. As we see retail flooding in, we'll also see something else huge. ETH Bitcoin chart. ETH has just broken out from this pattern. As I said it would yesterday, if you were subscribed, you would have seen it. And this means that we are now on for altcoin season. Bitcoin settling down, looking steady. The altcoins around us are going to start to see crazy pumps. That means that you're going to see guys like this telling you every single day that they found 10 new 1000x altcoins. And that makes it very easy to tell you at the start of the video that during the last bull market, I told you 5 altcoins that did like 300x or 400x, which makes it much easier when you're covering like 20 to 30 new coins every single day. I also might be lucky enough to find 1000x or 2. But I'm not bashing on anyone. People have a lot of good and useful information, but we must understand this. Can we trust any particular influencer out there? And the answer is absolutely not. And yes, that includes me. Don't trust me. Don't trust anyone. I want you to not trust me, not because I'm doing shady shit. I think I'm being pretty much straight up telling you how things are all the time, but because if you don't trust anyone, you are going to go and rely on yourself only. And the only people who are going to make money in this market, they rely on themselves only. Now, because in the last bull market, this happened. I blindly followed Alex Becker, blindly followed Elio Trades and a bunch of different tokens, and they did pump towards the upside. I made a bunch of money following Alex Becker on Axie Infinity and a few other different calls that he made. But actually, I didn't make any money in the end anyway, because while he was telling me to get into these altcoins and everything like that, there was never really a call at the end of them to get out of them. And because I kind of blindly invested and never really did a huge amount of research into them, I just got stuck in them anyway, and I never really paid attention to whether or not I should be in those coins or out those coins. Typically, if I make a video on a particular coin at any given time, even with the size of the channel I've got, it can cause decent sized pumps in some key coins. And that can be a good thing because it can cause other YouTubers and other people to talk about these coins, and it can continue to see them growing. But we also need to understand really what it is that is driving the pump behind it, because if you don't understand what causes the pump behind it, then guys, you're going to get yourself stuck into coins you don't really want to be in, because YouTubers could be doing any number of things. They could just be telling you information about some coins that they just happen to like. They could be telling you information about coins at the top to try and get you to buy in while they sell because they've got big positions to get rid of. Like this one I pointed out yesterday, Alex Becker telling you to get a 5x out of Crown Crypto, when you can see that I basically was shouting it out back in the autumn when we were down here. Now, nothing against Alex Becker, but I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to not be trying to shill you into a coin that's already done a 24x. And if you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in a coin like this, then you need to kind of get people to continue buying so that you can get out. And you're like, that's not very nice. I thought we were all in this together, all to have a good time and all to make lots of good money. Well, the problem is you can't make money if everyone else out there makes money, because someone needs to give you that money. Hopefully you've understood that. So what do we need to do? Well, we suddenly get hit with a 100x, 1000x altcoin gem, and some of them are, in fact, just what they're telling you. They're not lying. You need to know whether or not now is the time to get in just because someone shouted it out. Is there a few things we can follow to identify how early we are on? Well, first things first. Suddenly you hear a coin, and I'm going to give you a few examples and run through these coins as we go. Now, I got a tip off about 24 hours ago about a coin called Gearbox Protocol. So let's have a look at this. We can see that it has been having a strong push, and typically that might kind of scare you away. And yes, I understand, but during an altcoin season, we can still kind of get in a little bit later and maybe squeeze some funds out of it because some of these coins have the ability to really sharply go up. First thing we're going to look at is over on CoinMarketCap, we're going to assess the size of this platform. Just assume I've never seen this before. What do I know? Market cap, 20 million bucks. Nice. Okay. First things first, it hasn't got billions and billions of dollars market cap value. While it has been increasing recently, it's still number 2,400 on the charts. Still way far behind. Could suddenly just be picking up on a new trend. So what next? I'm going to go to the website and find out what this is all about. Composable leverage protocol powered by credit account abstraction. Now, lots of degens and things like, well, I'm not really sure about this. Okay, earn passive APY by lending your assets or get up to 10x margin on Uniswap and Leverage Farm on Curve. Okay, let me just explain what's going on in the market right now and see if we can piece together and make sense of this. First things first, 55 mil total value locked. That's very interesting. We also know that right now, Ethereum is starting to surge towards the upside. If we can keep our finger on the narrative, we know that coins are pumping because narrative is playing their part rather than a specific influencer or someone just pumping it for their own gain. And we can maybe see some benefits. And this is interesting because it's in like the liquid staking area as well, but it's offering 10x margin, which means that you can be in liquid staking and actually earn 10x. Now, again, guys, DeFi is kind of make-believe money, but it does attract a lot of degen traders. And Ethereum is definitely attracting degen traders, while Solana did it maybe last month and AVAX back in the autumn. So yeah, it's ticking a few boxes. You can also see that it's working on leverage with Uniswap, and Uniswap right now, if you've been paying attention, is surging as well. Now, after diving into this deeper, I now know that it runs on something called an eigenlayer. Really nerdy. An eigenlayer allows manipulation of the different data being encrypted. It basically helps enhance the data's security by scrambling it in different ways. And if that like 1 or 2 sentences bored you, then I'm fully in that same boat. But it's okay. I've heard this word before, and sometimes in crypto, certain narratives and certain keywords suddenly ping up. When they do, go to trends.google.com, search for eigenlayer, or whatever it happens to be. Go for worldwide, go for the last 12 months, and then suddenly see, holy shit, why have I not known much about this? Why is this suddenly like a thing that I should have known about, but I clearly haven't? And see that it's been absolutely surging and looks like it's going to be continuing to surge only very recently, since like December. And comparatively, you got Deepin, which was, you know, sort of surging from around November, still on a kind of a good run right now. I think Eigenlayer is somewhere around here, and look at what's just happened recently to Render and Filecoin. They're all getting pumped because the Deepin narrative's running. Whereas comparatively, you've got GameFi, which has kind of like been through that cycle when we saw like big kind of moves in GameFi back in early November, end of October, through kind of Alex Becker and stuff. This is when he was talking about Sidus and all those different tokens and things. We can see that's rolled over. It's now ready for its next leg up, its next sort of cycle coming in, but that's not going to happen just yet. So does it sound like Eigenlayer could be an interesting one? Absolutely. Then we're going to go across to Lunar Crush and find out what the kind of overall interactions are. This is across Twitter and YouTube. It's an interesting platform. I think you do have to pay for it. I think it's quite cheap though, but you know, don't pay for it. Just subscribe to my channel and I'll take you through these things when you need to see it. What we can see right now, you can see if I take these off, the interactions, suddenly saw a big bit of interaction over on Gearbox. And I went back and found out what that was, going through the Telegram and things like that. And it was basically talking about some good news, some exciting news that's about to launch kind of over the next day or two. They also announced a big thing, paying for marketing. This is not paid, by the way. There will be a paid segment later on, but don't worry, I'll let you know what it is. And the interactions were spiking around there because lots of people were talking about it, talking about the news that's about to arrive during today and later on today, and also that marketing plan that they've unveiled that's going to go live, I think tomorrow for the next couple of weeks, which I think could be very bullish. You can then see like the number of posts and stuff suddenly started to surge. The number of followers and things are also starting to increase, which is also positive for Gearbox. And also we need to think about this. A narrative is a very big key. The narrative plus the community plus the kind of like the overall excitement. If we start to kind of like work out what it is that's really causing pumps in certain coins over others, and you could start to piece together the next ones that are going to do it, and you can start to see these kind of things happening. So yeah, while Gearbox has been sort of spiking recently and in the last few days has kind of run up 170%, it doesn't mean that it can't do what AGI did, a coin I was talking about on yesterday's video, where that's ripped up nearly 400% in just the last 10 or 11 days. So let's think about this. Understanding whether or not it is the influencer who's caused that massive pump and action in the price, or whether it's coming from other information that the influencer is just making us aware of, is the biggest difference between making money and getting destroyed. Here's an example, right? Sidus, Alex Becker basically went and bought Sidus down here, and if you were subscribed to my channel, you would have got the notification telling you that he was buying Sidus because we've been watching it over on Arkham. Suddenly then, he announces that he's one of the advisors and whatever in here, and everyone makes huge gains off of his video. So good for him and good for his community. But unfortunately, as it kind of reaches its peak and everyone who's going to FOMO's in, suddenly people start to take their profits because there were people getting in down here. We then get a nice old healthy pullback. Sidus then gets ripped all the way down 56%. So all the people who dived in there lost half their money, because at the time, whether you think Sidus is good or bad project, it was literally being pumped on the hot air that came out of Alex Becker's mouth. So yes, you can rely a little bit on YouTubers and things to have a bit of clout on the price, but understand that if the YouTuber is the only thing that gives clout to that price, then it's going to pull back, and it will pull back fairly aggressively. Now, I'll talk next about a meme coin, and I'm going to use my favorite meme coin for this example. It's called Kizuna. And the reason I'm talking about Kizuna and the reason I'm talking about meme coins is because meme coins represent something within crypto that you really should take note of. Meme coins do fuck all. They don't do anything. If they don't do anything and they don't really offer any value other than some stupid memes and stuff, I guess that's what it is, then you must understand that crypto is mostly focused on the hot air coming out of people's mouths. And if you understand that, then you're not going to get too far hidden from the truth of whether or not I should be getting into coins or out of coins, and really understanding that really the media hype and the hype across communities is what we need to pay attention to. If you were in the markets back in November, December, and you saw Cock Inu exploding and you saw Bonk going absolutely crazy, down in my free Telegram, everyone was talking about these coins. Lo and behold, what happens? This happens. 2 days later, it suddenly goes down, crashes 56%. By the end of the week, it's down 80%, and then, eventually it starts to pick back up. Maybe Cock has a good run during this bull market. It might well do. But if a coin is solely based on hype and excitement, then, it has the potential to absolutely tear up, but it also has the potential later in the day to start crashing down. So with any meme coin, what do we need to do? First of all, go across to Crypto Coin Market Cap. $40 million market cap, fine. It's kind of slightly on the higher side. You're not going to make yourself into a billionaire with $100, but it does mean it's safer, more secure right now than perhaps some smaller cap crap altcoins. Go and check out the website, see what it represents. It's a meme coin, okay? I'm not going to get too hard into meme coins, but it's got pretty artwork, okay? Something that people can kind of maybe get behind. Meme coins are such a weird and crazy thing. I don't really kind of want to get too heavily involved, but this one kind of slightly different, okay? Generated by Potenza AI as a meme coin with that kind of AI connection, knowing that AI is a very trending and interesting narrative right now, sort of gives me kind of the idea that maybe Kizuna could be an interesting one. But it's a bit more degen than I usually like to go for. But remember, I know everyone gets tempted into meme coins, so I'm just using this one to kind of think about. Lunar Crush, let's look at Kizuna. In terms of interactions, down 32%, not really much going on. Posts kind of increasing. Number of followers steadily increasing over the time. Okay, so if the number of followers increasing over the time is happening, then that's usually a good thing. Let's have a look at Cock Inu, which you can see was absolutely flying up in numbers, and then suddenly it started to tail off and is not really doing anything at all because it's not really getting much hype and attention. You need new people in to drive meme coins, otherwise they're going to fall. So where's Kizuna at? Well, it's slowly sort of been building over time with kind of peaks and troughs. Right now it's having a little bit of a pump towards the upside, and that's possibly in turn with the fact that we're seeing that increased curve with the amount of people interacting with it. Ultimately, you want to see a community potentially growing and stuff coming out about a newer meme coin and a community growing in order to see you actually maybe make some money. And in the last 6 months or so, it's gone from 2,000 to 8,000 followers, which is still not very much. So maybe this has a little bit of legs. Okay, on to another one. Now, this video, I'm pretty much just featuring kind of a number of small cap altcoins that I consistently talk about, okay? I've been talking about these altcoins, Kizuna, DToro, and a few others, since like the autumn, and I will continue to kind of talk about them. So I think that they do have kind of potential going forward. Now, why I talked about DEX Toro before, and if you were subscribed, you would have been able to get into the pre-sale of DEX Toro, which I think was around 15 cents. And it's currently now at 58 cents. So subscribers would be up 283%. You can see we had a very, very healthy pullback towards the downside. And, you know, it's still sort of steadily kind of working away. But I know the market cap currently sits like under $10 million. But unlike lots of other cryptos out there, it actually already has a working platform. I also think it's important to note that as a decentralized leverage trading exchange like Synthetix, which has over $1 billion market cap, and in terms of trading volume is not really that significant, something like $20 or $30 million a day, I know decentralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges that offer leverage are going to be seeing big moves, particularly ones that have no sign up or no KYC required. And we're already seeing that happen right now with Uniswap over on Ethereum. Again, DEX Toro built on Ethereum. DEX Toro fits into the DeFi niche on Ethereum. These are all kind of areas that are potentially trending. Decentralized exchanges, you can see if you're involved in crypto why they make a lot of sense, because if you're involved in crypto and you're doing all this KYC and you're paying all this tax, degens and whatever who don't want to pay that tax will choose to go to decentralized exchanges where they can trade without any KYC. No one knows how much money they've been making in crypto, etc. And this platform already appears to be attracting new volume onto the exchange. So it makes a lot of sense to me why maybe if I saw a small cap altcoin like this, that there's good potential there. Now guys, I just want to point something out. I don't want you to rush away from this video and go and just like buy all these coins I'm talking about. That's actually what I'm telling you not to do. I know you can't help yourselves. What I'm using is I'm just using these examples to tell you about small cap altcoins that have really exciting potential, but also to understand the potential and go and find out for yourself. I don't want you to trust me. I don't want you to trust anyone out there apart from yourself. I don't hold your money. If you make money or you lose money, it doesn't have any direct effect back on, you know, the crypto influencer who was talking about it. Because imagine you go and buy DEX Toro or Gearbox or Kizuna after a video that I've made. Suddenly the price spikes up and it goes and does like a 500 or a 600x, which is absolutely more than possible. And you're like, well, I maybe want to take profits because it's just gone up really high because it's been hyped up by some influencer. Or I can understand that Kizuna's suddenly gaining loads of attention on Twitter. Its community's growing and people and other influencers are starting to talk about it. It's going to be ramping up. I can make some good gains still if I hold. Or Gearbox has like some exciting news and things coming out. I got into their community. I spoke to the founders. I found out more information. This looks like a really hot pick. I'm glad that this person put me onto it. I can see that, yeah, while I might have made like a 2x or a 3x already, there's another potential to see another 2x or a 3x, and maybe I want to hold. Or if it's just been blown up on hot air, maybe I should be taking profits, like because I've just made 5x or a 10x with a meme coin. I hope that all makes perfect sense. There's a lot of valuable information to be shared and gained from a lot of YouTubers and things out there. It's also a very important part of the puzzle that YouTubers and influencers do push certain projects and do push certain coins, and if you're on the right side of it, you can really benefit from marketing and other bits and pieces that go behind it. But complaining that you don't have all the insider knowledge, etc., is just a fact of life. You're not going to have the insider knowledge because you're never going to know exactly who's telling you what and what their position is. But the only thing you can go and do is find out for yourself whether that information is legit or not. Anyway, today's video is in partnership with Lingo. And Lingo is a project that interested me to partner up with them. Mainly because it is in the world of real-world assets, something that I and Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, sees great potential in. Lingo basically is like a private members club that gives you access to all sorts of exciting things by buying and holding Lingo tokens. They use the funds from some of those sales to go away and purchase things like property, like hotels, etc. around the world, which you as a member of the club can then earn return on investment through things like rental of properties, selling of holidays, etc. You can also then benefit by going away on holidays to hotels owned by the Lingo team. Now, why does this project excite me above others? Well, real-world assets is a good, exciting niche going forward, but mostly because they have a bunch of very exciting people backing the project. The founders already had an exit of $150 million from the biggest Web2 private members club online already, which is a pretty handy bit of experience to have when building the Web3 equivalent. You can also see that they've got Rachel Howes here, who's the ex-managing director of Booking.com, a part of their advisory team. They've also then brought in non-crypto influencers such as professional footballers from Bayern Munich and other places. So it's a pretty star-studded team who have a marketing budget around $50 million, but only have around a $5 million seed raise, which which is really important because it means the initial cap of the company should be fairly small. And you can see coming down below a little bit more about how it all works. You can buy the Lingo tokens. Here you can then earn points on various different pieces, which you can use to join vacations, you can buy shopping and other bits and pieces, join rewards, you get the picture. And I think because it's in real world rewards, this kind of whole system will work really very effectively. And something else that I told you earlier, which I know people don't like, because they're like, oh, I don't really like sponsored project or whatever else. How else do you think these companies get their information out there? They pay influencers, such as myself, to be able to talk to an audience, in this case, because of all these influencers they got, of 300 million plus followers who potentially might go and invest in a project like this. Anyway, key things to note. Fully transparent team with great experience, great team of advisors from a very different background. They're also really highly up on their marketing game. Lots of crypto projects are really brilliant and kind of like the tech stuff and that, but if you have a good idea and a really strong, well-formed marketing team, then that can also be a very big catalyst to success. Now, if you click on join the Lingo Club, then you can actually go and participate in things to earn rewards. Here you can see that there are various tiers available, so you can just connect your wallet, or you can go and give them a follow on Twitter, retweet, follow, etc. And then you can access the club, and you can see already there's 5,900 participants. This is kind of like a social airdrop kind of thing, so you can go and check it out and potentially earn some rewards and maybe position yourself to get early tokens, early opportunities to earn rewards tokens, and all sorts of other bits and pieces. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Obviously, everything I said is not financial advice. Make sure you're going away and doing your own research and actually doing it on all of the different coins and things I've been talking about. Hit the like button, subscribe. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.